a look at companion plantings and how we do them at Littorai. Maybe not so much how we do them, but how we grow them, because you have to get the plants, and most of the time people get plants from a nursery, which can be expensive, or you can't get the varieties you want, or whatever else might be the problem in terms of commercial availability. So what you're looking at is all of the plants that we have propagated or grown ourselves, and all of these are going to go out into companion plantings in the vineyards over time. And they are things such as California coffeeberry, which is a native that we love. Virtually everything here is native, by the way, not 100%, but most. California goldenrod, which is a wonderful plant that blooms with a great big yellow tall stalk in midsummer. These are ceanothus, people from California, including the white one over there. So people from California would probably know ceanothus, also known as California lilac. And then right behind that is a salvia. I think it's bee's bliss, but nursery people don't get mad at me if I didn't get it right, because sometimes it's hard to remember when you're looking at them like this. In the back, more sort of tree species, some of which are poplars, which are not native. This is a California hawthorn called Crataegus douglasii, and it's a bear to find in a nursery, and it's a real bear. I'll hold it so it doesn't move so much. It's a real bear to propagate. We've had a lot of difficulty doing it, but we're teaching ourselves to do it. Oaks right here of different kinds. Obviously this is a California live oak. Behind that are deciduous oaks. Some grapevines that snuck in. Don't ask me what those things are. We don't know what to do with those, but we'll find a use for them. And then over here, again, some more larger things. The idea of these is that you're planting companions to the vines that will host beneficial insects, etc., and are useful for creating a more diverse, healthy, resilient ecosystem. So this all starts in the greenhouse, where we propagate these plants from cuttings. And needless to say, we're great people. We're not nurserymen, so we've had to teach ourselves how to do the cuttings, which takes time, and we're not very good at it. So if it doesn't look perfect and you're a nurseryman, forgive us, but let's take a look. So we start them in tiny cuttings, sometimes perlite, sometimes soil, depending on what we see seems to work with the different species. They don't look very beautiful. Obviously, your success rate is not always great. Some things want to propagate more easily than others. Then we pot them up into 1 gallon pots. That's a salvia, another salvia. This is a California Artemisia californica. This is Mimulus. That does real well when you grow it from cutting. And after a month in here, or 2 months, depending on the rate of growth of the individual plant, they'll go outside into what we just looked at and be quote unquote hardened off. And when we get enough root mass, which is usually a year, then we'll be ready to plant them outside as companion plantings to the actual vineyards. Then these are all redwoods ready to be planted out in the forest. They're still a little bit young. They look a little pale. They were cuttings that were stored for a long time. We got them for free. But if you just look at them, it's interesting to see the difference in shape. Of course, there's different clones in redwoods, just like there are in any other plant. So contrast this one and these around it with this guy, which we grew ourselves, which really has a different appearance. This is from the Haven, and this particular tree was a cutting. Redwoods are really slow to take from cuttings, but it has a really different appearance. And I would love it if we could take all of our own cuttings and grow them, but we're not as much of experts on that yet. It's another one from that same redwood tree at the Haven. So this one's definitely taken. These two, I don't know if these are going to make it. Right, these may not. These two may not make it. We'll see.